Bonjour. Je ne sais pas quelle sera la situation mondiale quand cette vidéo sera...
I don't know what situation the world will be in when this film is finished. Will the American dollar have collapsed? Will the Eurozone have exploded? Will the failure of the big countries to pay the debts have provoked a succession of bankruptcies, starting with the banks? Very clever is the person who can already tell what form of events will occur and to what extent. But one doesn't need to be a rocket scientist to realize that the tip of this familiar iceberg is getting closer and may even have been struck if the ruling world class, in its obstinate blindness, doesn't change direction. The aim of this video is neither to make more or less disastrous predictions, nor to indulge in yet another economical analysis of the situation. It is to simply understand the deep-rooted trouble that is causing the crisis that we are currently enduring. If we can understand the root of the problem, then we will be able to find well-adapted solutions. This is what this video should help us to do.
Prenons une image. Imaginons une personne
So where do we
qui serait née
stand?
en prison.
Well, imagine someone who was born in prison. Now is that person about 50, still behind bars, with no hope of getting out. Is it necessary to say that, in spite of his situation, he has never stopped dreaming of freedom? He would have memorized images accumulated through years of reading, and spent hours imagining how his life would be if one day, by some miracle, he was free. Now, believe it or not, that person was, in actual fact, free. One day, some years before, the doors of the prison had been unlocked without a sound and without a word to the prisoner. Would he from time to time check to know if the door was unlocked just in case? Of course not. Why would he when he had always been told that he would never be freed? So there he was, tossing and turning in his cell, or with his nose against the window, dreaming of an inaccessible world when all he had to do was push the door. Ironic, isn't it? And yet, would you believe it, that prisoner is us. It is us because we are hitting our heads on the walls of an invisible prison. All the crises that we're currently enduring have very real consequences, but the causes are nowhere accidental. They are the result of the mental prison we put ourselves in. What is the nature of this prison? It is the image that we have of money. And when was the prison doors unlocked? On the 15th of August, 1971. Am I saying that the world of sufficiency for all, the world of peace, the world of equity that is deep in our hearts, we all dream of is actually here, close to hand? Yes, I'm indeed affirming that very thing. All we need to do is understand what money actually is and explore its new horizons opened by its liberation, the one that happened on the 15th August 1971, but we turn against us because we didn't realize how important it was. Even if we know that is not really the case, our collective consciousness is ruled by the belief that A. The money we use every day has its own counterpart in gold somewhere in a bank or state safe. B. As we think it to be related to gold, we believe that it physically exists, that it has its own value, and that it is rare. We consider it to be like a cake with a limited size for which the only question that needs to be asked is, how do we share it? And as it is rare, naturally not everyone can have access to it. Of course, we deplore it, but we accept it. And so the money goes to the most worthy. The most worthy, in this case, meaning the most cunning, who in turn distribute it as they see fit, according to their rules in salaries and charities. And at last, C, when we run out of money, it's only natural that we have no other choice but to borrow from those who have it at a legitimate interest rate. This is therefore the image we have. However, the reality is altogether different. To touch the reality of the situation, we must understand the true nature of money. If we don't, we will only transfer problems and never solve them. You'll notice that the question of the nature of money is always put aside, or to be more precise, it is confused with its functions, rather like defining human nature by human actions.